We are doing a full day of eating. Happy after Thanksgiving. I'm so glad it's out of the way. Christmas is where it's at.
I like Thanksgiving.
No. I got this for us last year. And this year, I got him a baby. So I'm making my Bulletproof Tea. I'm actually doing a decaf chai tea and no longer gonna do coffee every day because I've realized that I don't need caffeine every day. I feel like naturally energized right now. So I'm gonna take advantage of that. It is decaf chai, scoop of MCT oil powder, and 2 tablespoons of coconut manna.
Whoa.
I am obsessed with coconut manna, guys. If you haven't tried it.
Coconut flakes ground into a butter.
And it's delicious. It's like peanut butter, but way healthier for you. I feel like every 2 weeks I go through an entire jar. That's not too much, right? We got a podcast on the way. We're gonna be doing an interview.
And then I have my morning coffee, just cream. Been doing that lately, it's just easier. New thing I'm doing, no stevia for a while. Just because I was thinking the other day, like, I eat so much stevia on a daily basis and it's already like the concentrated extract of a plant. Today, what I'm gonna do for you guys, Mega's not gonna do this, just me, my own thing, carnivore diet. If I was gonna do the carnivore diet, how would I do it? I'm gonna show you guys. I'm not dogmatic about this, but this is the way if I was doing...
So you're doing coffee.
So yeah, so coffee's the one plant food I'm gonna have today.
Is there any sweetener in it?
No.
Okay.
Maybe some seasonings, maybe even a little chocolate after dinner. But for the most part, carnivore day of eating. Maybe the term needs to be coined meat-based diet, animal-based day of eating.
I like that. And then a big shout out to all the hands-on dads. Last night I was up with Theo 6 times.
He's having trouble sleeping right now.
Yeah, he's going through like a leap. So Matt took over the morning shift. I got to sleep in for an extra hour and a half. And when I woke up, Theo was already down for his first nap. So all of you dads and moms out there, everyone, just gosh, parenthood is so much. Hands-on dads, there's not enough of them, I feel like. Right? Wouldn't you agree? Like our dads were hands-on, but not the way you are, Matt.
There is a sliding scale for hands-on dadness. If you are really working hard, providing for the family, and you're not that hands-on, I get that. That's fine, in my opinion. If you're really hands-on, and it's more of like an equal split relationship you guys have, which is kind of more of like a modern thing we do now. Like the women, they go to work. So more hands-on makes sense now, I would say. But I'm fine with, like, my dad went to work all the time. My mom was 100% hands-on. My dad was not super hands-on. But like, you know, if I scored 8 points and had 6 turnovers in a basketball game, my dad would yell at me. He'd get mad, which I like that.
Oh, that sounded
firmness.
good.
So if we want to get really deep, so the generation of kids, like millennials, us, were raised by the type of fathers, more of like a stoic father type, quiet but strong, and like you don't mess with him type of a way. And the way millennials have turned out, I would say most people would say probably not the best. So maybe that's something to be said about that style of parenting. Like, you know, don't mess with pops type of a dad. It might not be the best for raising kids. Like maybe this is one data point for that.
Fear was my motivation, essentially, to be good, to get good grades, to work hard at things. And so I was...
Mine too, I would say.
Yeah, and so that works out for a lot of us.
So I have some bones here. I'm going to be making bone broth. These are chicken feet. We got like 5 of them. And then just some random beef bones. I do a really simple version. I just roast these on broil for like maybe 10 minutes. And then I do the bone broth in the Instant Pot for 3 hours. So I'll show you that. So I really just roast this for flavor. It doesn't really do much nutritionally. But if you guys look at the color of this fat here. Look how yellow that is. The only time I've ever gotten beef where the fat is this yellow is the local farm that we order it from. You can't buy that at the grocery store. Then I just add all the bones to the Instant Pot. I cover it with water and then I just add a good amount of salt. Probably like maybe a tablespoon. And the reason I like using the Instant Pot compared to just doing it on a stovetop is the Instant Pot has a pressure cooking feature, which reduces the amount of time this takes from like 24 to 48 hours down to like 3 hours.
You're perfectly wrong for me. All the stars in the sky could see. Why you're perfectly wrong for me. Yeah, you're perfectly wrong for me. And it's why it's so hard to leave. Yeah, you're perfectly wrong for me. You're perfectly wrong for me. All the stars in the sky could see. Why you're perfectly wrong for me.
Live, and we'll stay in touch.
Sounds great, man.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Thanks, bye. Okay guys, we just had a podcast with Dr. Chris Kenobi. Couple big takeaways. Just basically, he's big on omega-6 fats being the worst part of our modern diet. It's always interesting to get people's opinions. Some people will say sugar, some people will say the omega-6 fats, which I'm starting to lean towards that. Processed foods, that's basically just both of them combined in high amounts, so really bad. But an interesting takeaway, and this is something I've been pondering a little bit lately, are omega-3 fats actually really good for you? And we touch on this a lot, and he says no. He says you don't need to be supplementing omega-3 fats, and you want to get your total polyunsaturated fats down lower. Not necessarily supplementing with omega-3s like we do, like fish oil pills, cod liver oil even. Yeah, he says you want to get polyunsaturated fats, omega-6 and omega-3s lower.
That's interesting. But if you're already consuming high omega-6s, you want to offset that though, right? With like...
Debatable.
Right.
But I do think there's a decent case to be made that omega-3 fats could be bad for you. Because omega-3 fats, there's like, if there's one thing science agrees on as far as nutrition goes, it's that fish, omega-3 fats are great for you.
Good for you, yeah, really good.
I mean, they are essential, so you need some amount of them. But do you need to be supplementing with excessive fish oils and stuff? Maybe not. So that's just an interesting takeaway. Maybe something I'll look more into.
Why omega-6s matter so much, right? This is all very new to me, even like in the last year. I feel like it's become like a big part of my diet to bring it down. And now I would say it's like the most important thing. Like I can notice if I have something that's, you know, cooked in canola oil or soybean oil, that it really causes inflammation in my body. It's pretty instant, right?
So I'll put a little graph on screen right here. Basically, an easy way to understand it is if you go back 200 years to the type of fats we were eating, very low in polyunsaturated fats, almost entirely saturated fats. The new fats we've added to our diet in the last 100 years, soybean oil, seed oils, those are really high in polyunsaturated fats. And polyunsaturated fats, those are the omega-6s and the omega-3s.
So like soybean oil, canola oil, sunflower oil.
Yeah, they oxidize really easily. They cause inflammation, oxidative stress.
Yeah.
And a natural diet has nowhere near the amount of polyunsaturated fats as the standard American diet.
Right.
We were talking on the podcast, if you go back to the 1800s, you'd have 2 to 4 grams total, omega-3s and 6 combined. Nowadays, the average American gets 18 grams.
I think it's also like stress management too, right? It's not always diet. It's like, how can I lower my stress? But when you're eating foods, goes back to diet, that are causing stress in your body, then it's going to be easier to put on weight and keep that weight on. So like a part of doing stressless activities like reading and meditating could just be like dropping the consumption of vegetable oils. I'm hungry.
Okay, me too. So here's my meal. I have 4 eggs, 3 slices of bacon, and then I have this, which is like probably like 20 ounces or so of homemade kefir. I've been making that steadily since you guys saw probably like a month ago. I got a new batch in here. It's fermented for 48 hours, and then I just put some lemon peel in here for flavor. This is really one of the few carb sources on a meat-based diet. You could maybe do like honey, I guess. I don't know if that counts as an animal food.
Beef.
I would say it does, right?
Yeah, I would say
I'm
it
not
does
sure
too.
though. If I had to estimate, I would say this right here is probably like 15 grams of carbs or so, because it's probably 3 cups of milk. Each cup of milk has 12 carbs, but some of that sugar is eaten by the bacteria, the fermentation.
And then I'm having 2 eggs. One's over hard, one's over easy. 3 pieces of bacon, and I'm having some blackberries here. And this is a beautiful plate. Perfect. I wish I had some avocado. That would just be like balanced. How do you feel about balanced diet?
Well, most people wouldn't consider that balanced.
With avocado, you wouldn't consider it
You
balanced?
need like some oatmeal.
Oh, that's true.
Balanced diet is a man-made concept.
So is time. What is time? Hi. Hi, buddy. Hi, handsome.
Pretty soon he's going to be eating foods, so we can make videos about what to feed a baby. Rice cereal.
Yeah, Matt had rice cereal growing up. That's what we just found
Apparently
out.
that's what doctors recommended at the time. I don't know if they still do.
Bone broth is done, and I'm wanting some. Let's check it out. Oh yeah. So this is all the bones I've pulled out. There's some meat there. Some of this was short rib, so I might save some and give it to Julius. That is for Julius. This is for me. And we don't drain off any of the fat, but you could add more and blend it if you wanted to make like a fattier bone broth. What are you guys doing? Just hanging? Hanging?
I'm going to work out soon here, I think.
Julius, look at him.
Theo's being a little fussy. He's in between naps, and now we don't know if he should take a nap or we should just keep him up till bedtime.
I mean, ideally he would take a nap, but he's not gonna go down.
And then here's the completed bone broth. If you wait like 10 minutes, all the fat will rise to the top and you can skim that off. I'm gonna have a cup of it right now before dinner. We got a crabby baby. Megan doesn't like when I say crabby. She has a lot of words I can't say about Theo. Monster, abomination.
You've never said abomination. I wouldn't veto that though.
No. Right here I have two. They're New York strip steaks with the bone in. It's a pound of total weight, so with the bone, it's probably like 12 ounces total. And then I also have a kombucha, locally brewed. Mega's been getting these. It's really good, rosemary and sage. So that's not animal-based, right? That's tea. And I have a couple squares of dark chocolate here. So the kombucha in total is 9 grams of carbs. The chocolate, I think, is like 2 or 3.
And then I have about 10 ounces of ground beef and onion.
That's really a sad dinner, isn't it?
No, this is my ultimate. It's my 2 favorite foods, ground beef and onions.
But I wanted to circle back around to a thought I had based on the podcast. When you're talking about which is worse for you, sugar or vegetable oils. Most people, doing this keto thing, they're inclined to say sugar is worse for you.
Yeah, because sugar is not keto.
I would say that is probably incorrect. There's definitely an argument to be made. Sugar has always been eaten throughout human history, right? So like, in varying degrees. So like northern tribes barely ate any sugar. People living around the equator ate quite a bit of sugar.
Fruits.
No one ever anywhere ate vegetable oils until 150 years ago. And now, right now, it's 30% of calories on a standard American diet. So normal American is eating 30% of their calories from oils, soybean oil, vegetable oil, seed oils. So if you think which is really the bigger departure from our nature, it's the vegetable oils. It's not even close.
Yeah, sugar is naturally found in nature. When I went keto, I started consuming way more vegetable oils than I did prior to.
Because if you go out to a fast food place and you want like a side salad, they give you the packet, that's 24 grams of soybean oil.
And then I was eating way more blue cheese with my wings because I was like, this is just fat.
Kind of hard to eat like this. I'm just gonna have to like lay down. So animal-based diet isn't really a term. We always get the comment like, where's the green things?
Yeah.
And it's a valid comment based on conventional wisdom these days because, fruits and vegetables super healthy for you. So they say. So fruits, I don't really think there's that big of a case to be made for them being health foods. Vegetables,
More so.
probably more so.
The way they're bred now. We even talked about pesticides on the podcast today.
Okay, so here's the easy way to think about it, just very simplistic terms. Animal foods have everything in their most bioavailable form. Plant foods, a lot of the nutrients need to be converted, although they will be, on paper, a much higher value than animal foods. So like if you look up spinach or kale, it'll be like vitamin A, very high. It's not actually the animal form of vitamin A though, it's beta carotene which needs to be converted, and it converts at a pretty low rate, and we don't even really know what the rate is because it varies depending on the person. Plants are medicine, something like that.
I've never heard of it.
I subscribe to that pretty well. Like there's definitely a case to be made for some plant foods could be beneficial.
We don't need the green things. You're still getting everything your body needs without
You don't need green things. That's a fact. Are they beneficial? I'm open to that still. I would say like currently what I've landed on is not really, but like I'm open to them being very beneficial. I mean, if you go back to our early videos, we ate tons of salads, smoothies,
We had,
all that type of stuff. I no longer think that's the way to go.
for you.
Okay, we'll reconvene after dinner. Theo's going to bed, and I want to show you something. Well, I guess it's hard to see because I put it away already, but this is my computer I built, and I just added one of these, which is a capture card, which basically allows me to stream video games to my computer. So 1 or 2 nights a week, maybe I'll stream. I said this before and I didn't really follow through, but I'm thinking now for real, we'll stream games for a couple hours 1 or 2 nights a week. Bad fats aren't made in nature. They're made in factories.
Was that the line?
Yeah, something like that. I might have misquoted it.
Yeah, I was definitely far off.
What was it? Nature doesn't make bad fats. Factories do.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Except the word factory is not there.
No, factories is in there for sure. Okay, bye.